Hey, what's up? I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching this video. And today we're going to be talking about Taissa Turner from Yellowjackets. Taissa is the most interesting character to me. She's hard to figure out, so hopefully we can try to figure her out together. So let's start in the beginning where we first met Taissa in episode 1, where one of the first scenes that we saw of her is her telling Van and Lottie in the bathroom that they don't have to worry about Allie messing up in nationals like she did in state. And I'm like, what does that mean? What she mean nobody gotta worry? How she know already? And then we found out that she was trying to freeze her out and not pass her the ball. She was trying to get a whole gang of people together. But Natalie was like, nah, we can't do this. But Taissa's like, no. She ain't about to make us lose. But even though everyone wasn't on board with this plan, Taissa still did it anyway. It's whatever Taissa says goes. She don't care about what nobody else got to say. It's her way or the highway. So because of Taissa wanting to win so badly, Allie broke her leg. Her whole bone popped out. Afterwards, you could tell that Taissa felt bad about it, but we quickly found out how strong-minded of a person she is and how when she sets her mind to something, she's going to do it regardless. If someone's got to get hurt in order for Taissa to get her way, then so be it. It doesn't necessarily mean that that's what Taissa wants, is to hurt someone. But when Taissa wanted to go look for help, who got hurt? Van. Taissa won State Senate. Who got hurt? Biscuit. And Sammy once he finds out. And Simone's eyes. She can never unsee that. And Taissa wanted to win so badly, and who got hurt? Allie. So there's a pattern with Taissa. But Jackie did tell her that she has more fight in her than anyone she's ever known, and she's inspired by her determination. And I think we've gotten a taste of that ourselves, and I think we're going to see a lot more of it in future seasons. But beware of Taissa. She may sacrifice you. She'll hire a PI to stalk you. She'll say, I'll keep watch, but instead be up hanging out in a tree while y'all down there getting attacked. Threaten her competitor that she'll tell the whole world that his kid is a junkie, and she may almost run you over. Freeze y'all out because she want to win so bad. Beware. But let's talk about Taissa being in the public eye and running for state senate after she agreed with all the others to stay out of the public eye. And it reminds me of the time when she was talking to her wife Simone, and something was said like, this is both of our dreams. But I don't know. I don't even trust Simone. I've always given her the side eye. We found out from someone involved in the campaign in episode 4 that Simone is their rising star in their comp lit department. And one thing that means is that it's the study of human expression, orally, written, and visual. So is she studying Taissa to try to take her down? Could she be the mole? She's just a little too calm in these situations for me. I don't know. Something is up for her. I don't trust her. Maybe she's trying to sell a story to people and take Taissa down. I don't know. I wouldn't put it past her. Taissa and Simone will get divorced soon. I could bet money on it. Taissa wanting to win state senate so badly that it's putting a damper on her marriage that she don't even want to be in anyway. Which brings me to ask, why did Taissa Turner run for state senate anyway when she was going to take a whole pay cut? And we saw her telling this to Shauna in the car in episode 7. Could she be trying to make new laws? And if so, what are the new laws? Could she be working with Lottie and trying to make new laws to take over the state? Because I'm thinking Taissa is in cahoots with Lottie, and we're going to talk about that a little later. For her to be so determined to win state senate to where Simone is telling her that she's looking exhausted and losing weight, and for Taissa having Simone think that she's going to drop out because it's the best for her and Sammy, all for Taissa to go back on it and be like, psych, I'm still running. And then her showing everybody at the press conference the word spill on their house, talking about someone defaced our home, while the whole time it was her. Blaming it on Sammy, talking about, why did you do that? Sammy said, I ain't do that. It was the lady in the tree. I'm not lying. It knocked all the candy down off the table. I thought Sammy was getting away with way too much and that he needed to get in trouble. But no, Sammy knew what he was talking about. He knew it was his mama in that tree and her writing on their own house and trying to blame it on him. But then that goes back to Taissa being in a trance and sleepwalking and not remembering what she did. And we're going to get more into that later. But back at this press conference, because Sammy over here looking at her like, I know she not over here lying to everybody talking about someone defaced our home and it was her. He know his mama crazy. Look at his face. I'm dying. It's giving bruh all over his face. And this scene still confuses me because they kind of made it seem like Simone is the one who saw this guy with no eyes, because no one really reacted to it. Do y'all think Simone can see this guy with no eyes too? He just popped up at the press conference like, I don't got no eyes, but I still see you. Which makes me wonder, how is this guy with no eyes connected to Taissa being in the woods? Because we seen him pop up way before that when she was a little girl in the room with her grandmother. So how could all this be connected? Which is a little off to me because, like we already know, this guy doesn't have any eyes. Also, some of Sammy's drawings were eyes. Sammy's doll is missing an eye. Also, out there in the woods, there were eyes carved on trees, and Taissa's grandma didn't have any eyes when she was in the casket. What made Taissa go lift up her grandmama's eyes? I don't know. I don't know why she did that, but her grandma didn't have any eyeballs. It was just the white part. So I don't know what's up with that. It has to be some kind of connection, and I can't figure it out. If y'all can try to figure it out and help me figure it out, let's figure it out together. I also think it's important to mention that Taissa stepped on Sammy's doll eye when she was walking down the stairs. And why is this doll so toe up? I don't think it's a coincidence that she picked up this eyeball. Something is going on with these eyeballs. The night they had that seance, and before Lottie started banging her head on that window, Javi asked, are we all going to die out here? And that's when that little string that Shauna was holding up made an infinity, which makes me believe that whatever happens to them out there in the woods is going to follow them forever, regardless if they leave or not. I'm not piecing it together correctly, but because Taissa is such a non-believer and wants to knock down every possibility that somebody has about something being supernatural or anything like that, I think it's purposely messing with her, which is why she's eating dirt and has this tree addiction. None of that started until she got to the woods and told Simone that it stopped happening when she left the woods, but it all started happening again because she thinks it's stress from the campaign. She says that she be sleepwalking, but what makes her start sleepwalking? What triggers it? We've seen her get knocked out of her trance, but we never seen her get put into it. So what puts her into this trance? Hopefully I'm not all over the place. Hopefully y'all can follow me because I'm just trying to get all my facts out. Also, at the seance, when Lottie's beating her head against the window, she says, you must spill blood. And it cannot be a coincidence that the word spill was written on Taissa's house in the color red at that. I think Taissa believes in ghosts and the whole supernatural thing. She's just putting on the front. When everybody else was having that whole seance, she was downstairs with Laura Lee and the coach acting like she didn't want to go up there. But she kept looking upstairs when they would laugh as if she wanted to be up there herself. And eventually she went up there and was a part of the whole seance thing when she saw Lottie acting a fool, banging her head and being possessed. And she made it a point to sleep upstairs even if she had to do it by herself to prove that nothing was up there after that seance. She's so stubborn. I think that if she thinks that if she deflects this whole thing that it'll go away, but it's not, girl. It's following you forever. Just like this wolf that keeps popping up randomly. We saw the wolf at this campaign dinner and right here outside their house. And was Biscuit barking at Taissa or that wolf? Because how would Biscuit know that wolf's down there? He knows something wrong with Taissa too. He knows she crazy. Why are these wolves following Taissa? Either way, this wolf let Taissa know that spill was written on her house, whether she remembers she did it or not. And we can't forget about this scene right here. What was all this about? But maybe her grandma dying is the reason why she's acting like she doesn't believe in ghosts and the supernatural. And it affected her some kind of way, because when they were having this prayer circle for the people who died, she looked real bothered by it and she ended up walking away. And that's when she found the lake. But obviously, Taissa has a big problem with the death that we don't fully know about yet, because when she was in that prayer circle, you can tell that she started thinking about this scene right here with her grandma. I also find it interesting that we got this backstory on her grandmother and not her parents. The only time we saw her parents is the day that she left to go on that plane. Let's talk about Taissa hiring Jessica Roberts to look for the others. She asked Jessica, how hard are you pushing, when Jessica told her that no one's talking. She said she hired Jessica because she didn't want any information coming out during her campaign because her numbers was already tanking, and she mentioned her being behind in numbers a lot. And her endorsement that she was hoping to get didn't follow through either, which makes me think that she really did sacrifice Biscuit and or her marriage that she's having some trouble in. They don't seem like a happy family to me, in order for her to win this election. I think she's working with Lottie some kind of way, most likely being this leader of this cult, and they're working together some kind of way to take over the state. I find it real sketchy that Taissa's response to finding out Travis was dead is, who would do that? If I found out Travis died like that, I would have more questions. I would be more worried and not so nonchalant, because I could be next. Who they looking for? If you're that calm finding out something like that, then you're most likely a part of it. And I think she is. And this part right here, when Natalie tells her that it was candles around him, had me thinking too, because Biscuit's head and somebody's heart and that doll were all surrounded by candles. I don't think Taissa killed Travis, but I think she may know who did. That day, Natalie called Taissa from jail, and she told her that she was up north looking for Travis. Taissa told her to go home. And she said, if I bail you out, how would that make me look? Which makes me think that she doesn't want to go against Lottie, because Lottie probably doesn't want people digging in and looking for people, which is why Natalie probably got kidnapped. If she was paying for Natalie's rehab, why won't you just bail her out of jail? And believes that she wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Natalie. Why doesn't she think she owes her enough to bail her out of jail? Something is real fishy about that. When Shauna told Taissa that she Googled Jessica and nothing popped up, Taissa's response was, you know, everyone comes out of the woodworks once the anniversary comes around. Shauna told her to take care of it, and I think Taissa really did take care of it. Shauna did also say that if no one does anything crazy, then we have nothing to worry about. And I find that funny, because the next scene that we saw is Natalie getting her car out of storage and on a hunt to find out who killed Travis. I think this is foreshadowing something. Natalie ends up getting kidnapped by this cult, and they're wearing this necklace with this symbol that's out in the woods, possibly Lottie's cult, and Taissa could be tied up into Lottie's cult, which is why she didn't bail Natalie out of jail, which is why she somehow won the election when she was behind the whole time. I think Taissa hired Jessica to find out what Jessica could get out of people, get that information, and bring it back to the cult and be a little snitch. I've been trying to dissect and examine these pictures, but I think I still may be off, but here's what I think. I think that the girl with the red hair could be Van, and that heart means that he loves Van, but that girl standing next to Van could be Lottie. In the picture with the black face with the red eyes, I think that that could be a drawing of one of the masks that they wore out there. And I think that those three people could be the cult, because you know they love showing up at somebody's house. I cannot make out what these words are spelling out, and I think they did that on purpose. And there's some more letters. It looks like CETU, but that don't even spell out anything, so I don't know what's going on. Sammy told Taissa that the reason why he made those pictures is so the lady in the tree couldn't watch him anymore at night. And then he starts singing Sammy, Sammy, Sammy. And I'm like, Taissa singing Sammy a lullaby? Who's singing Sammy a lullaby? And why are the pictures so dark? How does Sammy know to draw these pictures if he hasn't seen them himself? They must all be outside his window too. And how does Sammy know that Taissa isn't the bad one? When they took him to that shrink, the shrink told them that he doesn't remember all of the things that they've accused him of, but he still remembers that Taissa isn't the bad one. So could someone from his drawings be the bad one, or could he be talking about Simone? Because like I said, I don't trust Simone. He could mean that Taissa's not the bad parent. So Simone could be out here doing something worse with her comp lit. Taissa was always saying that she was at a strategy meeting, but we never seen her strategizing at no meeting. Maybe because she was strategizing at the cult meeting. Taissa was always wandering off somewhere by herself. Like that one night, Van noticed that she had dirty nails because she was just eating dirt. And one day, Simone asked Taissa, "Where were you last night?" But at that time, Biscuit was still alive. Biscuit still had a few more days to live at this point, Taissa was just outside sleepwalking or something. So now we're at this point where Biscuit is missing. Taissa thinks that she just may have let him out when she was sleepwalking and don't remember. I think it's funny that Taissa thinks that she just let Biscuit out, but tells Simone that she wants her and Sammy to leave because she's afraid that she's going to hurt them. Why isn't she afraid that she's going to hurt Biscuit? If Taissa sacrificed Biscuit, then she has to remember what she did to him, which is why she wants Sammy and Simone to leave so bad. Is Taissa possessed? But another question is, but if she didn't sacrifice Biscuit, did she still hurt Biscuit and kill him while she was sleepwalking? Because how did she get that bite on her hand? At first I thought she bit herself, but if you look at it from the angle that it's at, it looks like something or someone bit her. She would have to turn her hand all the way around in order to bite herself like that. So maybe it was Biscuit that bit her, but I don't know how Taissa's going to get out of this with Simone and Sammy. If Taissa is in cahoots with Lottie, I wonder how they got involved in the first place, because Taissa was so against everything Lottie is about. She wasn't here for her predictions. She wasn't here for none of that. So I wonder how they got involved with each other. When she was in that tree the night Van got her face chewed up, she took Lottie's protection necklace that she gave Van. Why'd she do that for? If she supposedly don't believe in any of that. Which reminds me of the time where she heard something but nobody else heard it. Ben had to ask her if she was okay. Taissa may be more in tune than we think with that whole supernatural and ghost thing. This scene where we see Taissa waking up and walking around as an adult, teen, and a child is very interesting and cool at the same time, and I think that is foreshadowing something. What? I don't know, because adult Taissa discovered Sammy's tore up doll, teen Taissa discovered a dead guy in a chair that used to live in the house that they're living in right now, and little girl Taissa discovered that her grandma didn't have no eyeballs in her coffin at the end of their walk. But y'all let me know what y'all think this means. Also, I think Taissa will not be state senator for long. Something will go down. She may even get exposed for God knows what. Something we probably don't even know about. Well, this video didn't help me figure out too much about nothing. But it was really fun to make. Taissa is just really confusing and complicated, and we're just going to have to figure her out episode by episode. If you made it this far, thank you so much. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.